Test, 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 test. Begin transmission. I question with boldness. I hold to the truth. I speak without fear. From the East Coast, this is the Founding Voice. Alright guys, welcome back to the Founding Voice. Right now I'd like to go to Nathan from Colorado. Nathan is actually part of the Junior Factor Nation team. Nathan, it's great to have you on the program tonight.
Hey, how are you? I'm
doing great. Before I ask you, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on in Benghazi, but I want my audience to know that you write articles for us on Junior Factor Nation. Can you kind of tell how your writing style, what you choose to write about, and how you decide what to write about?
Okay, I was just saying, that I try to write more than anything with a sense of urgency, because I think that too often we get a little too comfortable. So that's pretty much my writing style, is just to be urgent and honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you do a great job, and all of the columnists really on Junior Factor Nation do a great job, and I encourage our audience to check it out on juniorfactornation.com. We have Caitlin, we have Nathan, who's on the line with us now, and then we have Addie. They all write articles for us, and read some of them, because they're very, very smart individuals. They know what they're talking about, and their writing is great. So definitely check those out. Nathan, what's going on in Benghazi and how President Obama has responded to this? I mean, I think the man is a traitor. What do you think?
It's certainly, if anything, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the man was in the room watching it on television, and he's going to tell us that it was because of a video when he could see for a fact as the seconds ticked by what was going on. That's really what it all boils down to, is just a lie.
He's lying, and then those 3 points that he said the minute he found out what was going on, and again we don't know what minute that was. He said he gave the order to do these 3 things: beef up security, investigate what happened, and then bring them to justice. I mean, this is all, he didn't say this stuff. Beef up security, they've been asking for weeks for more security. Investigate what happened.
Yeah.
While an attack's going on, would you launch an investigation while an attack is going on, while our men are dying? And then the third thing you said was bring them to justice. Kill them on sight. That's how you bring them to justice.
Oh, exactly. And the thing is that this attack was going on. People might misunderstand that this attack was, about an hour and a half long. This was an hour long, multiple hour long, like 6-7 hours.
7 hours. Yep.
He had plenty. Yeah, he had plenty of time to deploy a team. They said we could get aircraft in the air in like 45 minutes. I think.
Or 45 to an hour. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, to say that he was going to bring them to justice, but not only that, it goes back even farther. We don't even care exactly what happened during the event. It's what happened before, when they're making all these pleas to give us security, please.
Right.
And there's nothing.
Right. And they did nothing about it. And that's what's scaring me, because that's the definition of a traitor. He went against our own men. Our own men.
Yes, exactly.
If he had responded, like you said, we could have had assistance there in an hour. And he didn't do anything. If he sent this assistance, maybe these men would still be alive today.
Yeah, exactly. And that's he likes to go around and say, these 4 brave souls. Well, apparently he didn't think they were too brave when he refused to give them backup. Either that, or he thought they were overly brave and overly strong. But I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I think he is lying. I mean, these attacks went on for 7 hours, and I think that actually, it's funny. Well, it's not really funny. He said that they're really. Did you hear what he said lately? He said that they're really going to start looking into this 11 days after the election.
Yep.
Don't worry, America. Don't worry. We're really, really going to start looking into this after the election. So, and the president said, remember when he said that 4 Americans dying has nothing to do with the election? Then why is he waiting until after the election to tell us what happened?
Oh, exactly. Well, and not only that, why the video talk in the first place? It's pretty obvious that it was just an attempt to make it the Christians out to be these crazy guys making videos against Islam, instead of just saying that radical extremists or just straight up Islamic terrorists attacked us and killed our men. Instead, we had to make it some oh no, look out for those Christians like Mitt Romney type thing.
Oh yeah. I mean, they blamed it on the video. President Obama and Hillary Clinton tried to do that, and we have the president of Libya coming out and saying no, that had nothing to do with it.
Yep, and the thing is that he likes to say, that that he did everything he could, or it's insulting to him that we would say that he did nothing, but the facts of the matter are he did nothing.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It might be insulting to him, but that's fact. I mean, he did nothing. What did he do? If he's saying that he did something, if it's so insulting to him saying that he did nothing, Mr. President, tell us what you did then. And don't give us these three things. I beefed up security, I investigated what happened, I told them to bring them to justice. That's bullcrap.
And that's like me watching a robbery take place where I can see who's doing it and then saying I need to launch an investigation.
Yeah.
He was watching who was doing it.
I know. And he's not saying anything, because I think he's just trying to cover his ass for this election. Now, here's the real question I have. I believe that he did see this happen. I believe that he knew almost immediately what was going on. And I just believe flat out that he just chose to do nothing about it. Now, here's the question. Why? Why did he do nothing about this?
If you wanted my opinion on why, I think the video has a lot to do with it. I think they honestly believed that they could blame the video for this in order to get good election coverage. I think that they were going to try, if they could, to say it was this video that cost people life, the people that made the video are related to Christians, Mitt Romney's a Christian, therefore don't vote for Mitt Romney, vote for Barack Obama because he's not crazy like the rest of them.
So you think that this was just an excuse to blame the video again, which would in turn make them able to blame Mitt Romney?
I really do. I can't think of anything else. I mean, if there was another alternative, I would say maybe that's the case. But to be honest, what else could it have been?
You know what I think? I think that Obama's anti-colonial views play into this a little bit. Have you seen Obama 2016?
Yes.
You have. Okay, so you know all about his anti-colonial roots and everything and all that stuff?
Right.
I think that plays into it here. I think that President Obama was kind of torn and couldn't decide whether or not he wanted to send assistance in to help these guys in Benghazi, and he couldn't make a decision, and in turn 4 of our men got killed. And I think the reason he was torn about making a decision was because he didn't want to go against this suppressed group, which kind of ties into his anti-colonial views. You know, he doesn't want big bad Americans taking down the suppressed group.
You know, that is a possibility. I hadn't really thought about it that way. It could go either way. Really, I care less about the reason behind it. I care more about people knowing what actually happened, and that is that he did nothing.
And the American people deserve to know. We deserve to know. I mean, the president said that this has nothing to do with the election. I think it has everything to do with the election. I don't want a commander-in-chief for 4 more years leading my country who acts like this, who betrays our men, and shows this amount of lack of leadership. I don't want this guy, so it absolutely should affect the election.
Yeah, and you know what? Can you imagine what it would be like if this happened under George Bush?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the media outrage over this?
Well, remember when George Bush, he took 7 minutes to respond to the 9/11 attacks, and the media bashed him on it.
Yep.
Remember that? And then here's President Obama taking 7 hours, and we got groups like MSNBC and CNN covering up for him.
Yeah, they were the ones that were carrying the story for him, that it was this video and that it was America's fault. It basically goes back to the foreign policy of the Obama administration to just blame America. Essentially, we were going to try to blame us for our own men getting killed.
Yeah, and you know what's even more scary? This is almost exactly what happened with Fast and Furious. Right? I mean, we're giving these terrorist organizations some of our weapons. When the rebels were in Libya, we gave them some of our weapons, and many of those rebels turned out to be members of Al-Qaeda. So I mean, we're in both in the Fast and Furious and in what's going on in the Middle East. We're giving our enemies weapons, and they're turning around and killing us with it. That's treason.
Yeah, it's like it really is like he's torn. Just like when he was, I think he was in Egypt when he gave the speech where he said, I'm always going to side with the Muslims no matter what happens.
Yep.
I think he really is torn between his I guess mandatory allegiance to the United States being president, but also his serious want to see the nations that he would like to be in power. So.
Yep, and again, that's exactly what I believe too, and I think that plays into his anti-colonialist views that he sees America as like the big bad country, and these other suppressed groups, he wants them to rise up while America rises down. And I think he's kind of torn between, like you said, being the president of the United States and leading our country, and helping the Muslim communities and less wealthy nations. I mean, that's what I think.
Just like you're saying, I think also though, I mean, you can look at this as just the total socialist picture, because what is socialism? Everybody's equal. You can't have one person greater than the other, and you can apply that to nations too. You can't have a nation greater than another, and of course, a nation like Libya or any of those Iraq, Iran, those nations are all less powerful than we are, and that just isn't acceptable.
He has a socialist worldview. He wants to impose a socialist agenda not just on America, but on the world. He wants everybody to be equal. And to do that, he needs to bring America down and rise up these other countries, which is why I think Fast and Furious happened, when we gave our enemies, the suppressed groups, if you will, our weapons, and why we gave these rebels in Libya, some were members of Al-Qaeda, our weapons, because they're another quote-unquote suppressed group. It's bringing America down, rising up these other countries.
And Fast and Furious is a crazy thing, because it just gives weapons to your enemies. I mean, I guess Obama could try to argue that he didn't know exactly who was getting the weapons. Either way, when you're giving weapons to our enemies in hopes to, like in Fast and Furious's case, in hopes to track those down, I'm not going to give you a nuclear bomb and then wait till you use it to track you down.
Right. You know what though? I don't buy that whole we're just doing it to track these guys down. I think President Obama just flat out wants to arm our enemies. I said it, and it's because of his anti-colonialist views. That's truly what I think. Especially after this attack in Benghazi happened. You know what I mean? Once maybe it could be a coincidence, but 2 times, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Yeah. I guess that is a possibility. I guess I'm slightly more guarding my speech a little more than you, but
yeah.
But when you do that and you're going to give weapons to our enemies, you're certainly asking for trouble. That's for sure, and you're certainly not helping out America, who you're supposed to be representing the toughest, greatest nation in the world, and you're giving our weapons to those who want to kill us. Yeah, that's if it's not intentional, it's certainly stupid.
Yeah, Nathan, we got about 2 more minutes left. I just want to get your opinion on this. What do you think is going to be the outcome of the election?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I really can't say. I'm feeling optimistic, that's for sure. I'm feeling like we have a good chance. I think that it's even in Pennsylvania. You saw new polls that show that Romney's got a chance there. I wouldn't be surprised to see Pennsylvania go red this year. I really wouldn't.
I wouldn't
Ohio,
either.
Ohio, we've seen a 2-point swing, or 3-point swing actually, in Romney's. some.
You still there? You're skipping a little bit. Hello, Nathan. Hello. We must have a bad connection or something. But Nathan, I want to thank you for calling into the program tonight. Guys, we're going to be right back in 3 minutes.
Factor Talk Radio.